Well, Tom, Mr. York, I will go to you now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Been looking forward to this.
Well, this will probably be this is a continuation of last week, but it'll be the good continuation. Let's see if I can get okay. All right. This is what we're aiming for. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, I got my new white paint. So I'm going to show you what the first coat of stain looks like. And then this wall is finished. This wall has to have the black stain on it yet. Now you notice I've darkened some of the boards just at random. And then the front has been darkened all the way with a little extra dark on the bottom and a little extra dark where hands would touch or the feet would kick the door. So the first thing we're going to do, if I can find my brush, okay, and get the right color. Well, I need some more water. This was mixed about an hour and a half ago, so it dries a little bit. Let's see what this is like. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, that's really light. And that's all the first coat is. It just stays like that until it's dry. Okay. Now, I'm going to see if I've got it right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now what the black does is it fills in the cracks. So the cracks stand out more. Okay. And that we've got all right. Okay. Now if I can, let's see. Again, this is not the way to clean your brush. Use soap and water. Okay. This brush is an old, let's see, yeah, can't think of the name of it. It's an old bristle brush. It used to be a lot longer. Now I use it for weathering. That's what happens to brushes after a few years. What I'm going to do uh, is we're going to put the white on the front. Let me see. It's goopy white. Okay. Now this is white from the tube. It's not thinned at all. And what I do is I get most of it off. Let's try to. Let's see. Now what you want to do with this is you stipple it on, but there are certain parts of the building that are going to have more white than others because they're protected from the weather. And that's like in okay, right, like in the top. And we'll put see if I can do. Now the top of the wall is left wood color because nobody can see it. Nobody ever painted it up there. It'd be a waste of white paint. Let's. Now this is the first coat of white. And what you want to do is you want to let some brown show through. Now under this stripe is going to be protected. So that's solid. And try to vary the angle of the brush as you do it. Now what I do once it's stippled like that, I'll just brush it very lightly. But gotta get some color on here. Now there's going to be a second coat of white put on this. This white is an off-white. And it's going to show through a little bit. Okay, I'll see. I won't do the whole wall. I'll just do parts of it. This underneath here is going to be pretty much protected. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's hard for me to paint when I'm not looking at it.
Tom, why do you use the off-white and then the regular white?
Because the off-white will show through and it gives more depth to the color
Ah,
or the finish. You actually use more paint on the wiping off than you do on the model. See if I can get.
it's pretty close to dry brushing, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment too. It's, I guess, dry stippling.
Yeah.
Now I want to put a lot less on the bottom of the door because that's really where it gets worn. Okay, this is about what we've got right here. Doesn't look like a heck of a lot right now. See, I'm going to lighten up this panel. There's hardly any pigment on. There, okay. Okay, so we've got that panel lightened up. All right, now, well, I've got this going. What we're gonna do here, I'm gonna change a brush to my sable. And I'm now I'm lightening the wood a little bit.
Okay.
After you put the black on, it gets pretty dark. And it just takes a little time to do. And you don't want it even either. Some boards are going to be lighter than others. And that's about what you've got there. There's a slight mistake there, and I can go over that with a little bit of brown later and correct that. But that's what, so that's lightened.
Yeah,
And this is about dry, so I can, so this is the first coat. This is about 5 coats of brown and 1 coat of black. And then I've got the white on it. And that's the same over here, but I haven't put the white on it yet. Now, and it usually takes me longer to do this than what I'm doing right now. It's just about there. That sort of evens it out.
yeah.
Now, when that gets a decal on it, of course, it'll look a lot nicer. Let me see if I can do the door. Now, the top of the door is going to get a little more white on it because it's in a protected area. Underneath. See, that's about what we've got right there.
It's looking awfully good.
And let's see.
Now, what will you do next week for us?
Well, next week, let's see. Next week we're going to do the roof.
Okay,
But what I want to do this week is to put the first coat of the the gray on,
Okay.
which is a big coat. Ah, okay. Now you can get concrete color, but I mix my own.
Did you pre-spray that also with the white
Oh yes,
rattle can? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Could have been sprayed a little bit heavier, but it's okay. You see, AK and Woodland Scenics make gray concrete color. Now I just put that on. And I wipe it down just a little bit. Okay, I can just. Now this is a good part to practice on because it's inside the building and doesn't show. So you can try your brown on there, try the concrete on there, no problem. Okay, what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna try and spray. Just a tiny bit. And the water will make the paint run. Just use a very little bit of water and it'll make a speckled finish. And we can go back into this next week and I can show you how to highlight the cracks.
That's a neat trick.
But use very little water, just a tiny bit. Otherwise you'll wash it off. And it just sort of blends it together.
Yep. Huh.
You can see it running down.
I'll be darned.
Now I'll keep it flat and let it dry.
Anybody have any questions for Tom?
Yes, Tom, earlier when you were mentioning about the proper way to wash brushes, would using something like Masters brush cleaner work the same as soapy water? If you're using water with it?
I haven't used that. I've all my life used soap and water. But I mean, the main point is to keep it clean, and especially around the ferrule, which is between the bristles and the metal.
Right.
The paint will collect there, and it'll get thick.
I always try not to let my paint get up to the ferrule if I can.
Well, stain is going to do it.
Yeah, it will.
So what I do is I'll wet my hand. I'll put just a drop of soap, and I'll just scrub it like that, and do that about twice.
All right, thank you.
And rinse it off, and then keep it nice and Nice and straight. But never store it like that in a glass of water because it'll turn out like that. And you will never be able to straighten it.
All right, thank you.
It's an instant weathering brush.
Well, look forward to seeing you next week, sir. Thank you so very much.
Okay.